So yeah, so you can see this here. It says Mr. Flying 3D online friends. Yeah. So I just added this guy, yeah. So you can see Mr. Flying Pig HD. And so I'm move the camera down here. Yeah. So he's on a stream. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring it all the way down, all the way there. So it's this British guy here. If we can get it on the screen. So I think I'm not sure if you can see it there. Mm-hmm. So you can see him there. So you see that on the screen, yeah? So I just sent him a friend request, yeah? As you can see his Xbox name in the corner. So just like right above where it says Mr. Flying HD, you can see my Xbox name is right above the corner. So that's his name. You can only one person can have the name at any point, yeah? So you can see it says that we're friends. Yeah, so I literally just sent him it before. You can see that it says we're friends. Yeah. So obviously I pause the stream so you can say receive request. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. He didn't accept yeah. Look, he didn't accept the friend request, but somehow he didn't accept it on screen, but somehow he accepted it. So he must have done it through his phone. I don't know how he did it, but just watch this. He purposely didn't do it on screen. Super Leagues. I seem to remember Super Leagues from GTA. Who is that again? In the live chat. You have to tell me who you are in the live chat before I invite you. Why are we not still friends? There's no reason. Because you're an scammer. What tips have you got across the beach? Just you fight it out, mate. I really don't know what you can do, lad. I'm just too much of a phenom. Yeah, there will be Lucas coming to see. Absolutely going to be going in there raw, right? Yeah, 100%. Friday, we'll do an early afternoon thing for the drop. Thank you, Bill Barney. Yeah, man, we'll be playing you next week for 100%. No problem. Oh, that was you, Mr. Beardy. Oh, that's you. No, sorry, that's you, Nathan Moore. Oh, I seem to remember now. So it says you have no. Scumbag. So I think you can see it there. I'm going to move the camera a bit closer. Like, it's weird, isn't it? It's dead strange. I literally just sent him it there. So at the last video, so you can see it there now. It's a bit fuzzy. I don't know why it's like that. But you can see it says it has no pending friend request. It's not meant to be this fuzzy the screen, but they've done something to my computers where screens go fuzzy, and if I put my hand in front of my camera on my phone, the screen goes fuzzy. So obviously you have focus, and well, you just make a screen fuzzy for some reason. But there it is. I literally just sent him there. He hasn't been back. So yeah, so here. Battered it. Very nice, Nathan. Respect it. I respect it. I do. So that's me. So Luke said Rupert's absolutely furious. I think he knew he was going to get battered. To be fair. So you see, that's me there, isn't it? Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, who the fuck is that guy?" I'll tell you why he's done it. His fair play to his rage bit, guys. Respect it. I respect it. He's ragey. Yeah. I'll tell you, the thing that they're so clever. You get me. So whenever he's playing people, I'm always gonna send him a matches back to play, just to play him on his thing. Respect it. I respect it. I do. that guy. Luke says Rupert's absolutely furious. Got his smashed up his room.
Yeah.
I think he knew he was going to get battered, to be fair. Because.
So what I'm gonna do now is whenever it comes on screen and that on what stream or whatever, I'm gonna try and get him to play a game. Yeah, these guys, they're gonna go and tell him, "Hey, you can't play that game." They're gonna tell him to ignore it and not play the game, and it will prove it. It will prove it in the long run. Yeah, I'll prove it in the long run. It's not like I need to prove it anymore. It's not like it's already established. But they are doing what I'm saying they're doing, and what's going on. But I just want him to prove. I just want one. Yeah, I just want him to play the game live on his stream because usually he's got around 200 and odd people watching the stream. Nobody watches my shit. I ain't got no followers. I've got like 60 followers and only one person watches it. Yeah, so what they've done is created a bunch of fake YouTube accounts. A bunch of fake YouTube accounts. And then, yeah, so I don't know which one of the 60 of them it is, they get me. Because if there was just one, you would know who is watching it. So they've gone and created 60 of them. And then because I don't know how to search for who watches your video. There must be a way. But I don't know how to do that. So there's like 60 of them on my followers list. But only one person watches the video. You get me? Oh, I want to get that one view. I'm not a YouTuber, that doesn't bother me. What I'm saying is, he's a YouTuber. He's British, yeah, and he runs like a United channel. So what my plan is to basically request to play one of them games on his playing stream and play online. Because I know I'm better than him. I'm the best FIFA player out there. I'm very aware of it, very sure. Proven it a million times. And because why I'm gonna do that is because I want to play him because he's not meant. I don't think he's in the pool of players that they set for me to play. Yeah, he won't be able to see what goes on my screen. But what I'll do after the game, I'll message him and say, show the replays of the goals and everything on screen. Get him to avoid that situation. You get me? Because all of this is really is getting them to avoid doing certain things because it's like if they avoid it, then they know what's going on. And if they don't avoid it, it will show on his thing to say, "Wait, what the fuck's going on there?" You get me? Yeah. So what I learned from that is the people that I exactly play, the people I exactly play. What I learned from it is simple. If these mechanical issues don't happen when he finally accepts the game, if these mechanical issues don't happen, then it means my account has been spoofed and the people that play are spoofed accounts. So EA, you can change the name pretty much every game if you want. You can play a match and then change the name the next match and change the name. So you could literally play 20 games and you're playing the same person over for them 20 games over and over and over. And you wouldn't be able to tell because why? They can change the kit and change the name easily, yeah. Yeah? Because obviously they have full control over the thing, innit? You know what I mean? They have full control over it, so they can literally do that. But the reason for him is there weren't no intention for me to play him. So if I play him on his thing and these mechanical issues start popping up on his screen, I'd like to hear what he says and what his chat says to get me in it. Because players will just, like my game, players are just flying all over the place all the time. Innit? Is he going to just act like it's not happening? Is he going to act like he's a good player? What is he going to be like? You get me? Because I know they're going to try and avoid it happening. But I just keep spamming him on tail to say why is he never accepting the game. You get me? Innit? Because as a streamer, you just play anyone if you're playing people. You wouldn't just ignore somebody unless you know them and you're trying to ignore them. That makes sense, doesn't it? So I obviously know what I'm doing with you guys. You guys aren't clever. Why I'm doing that to him specifically? Because he's a police informant. He's one of them overly proud British people where the police obviously knew they could get him to be an informant. I mean, like I said, he has no business being an informant. I'll leave it at that. I know what I need to know about him to know that he has no business being an informant. Like most of the people in the release here. So what these people normally do is use these informants that actually have no business being an informant. Literally can't even be a witness in court. You get me? Like literally can't even be a credible witness in court. But you don't know that. You don't know them, innit? So you get what I'm saying? That's how the law can be twisted. Because you don't know this person who's a witness. Yeah, you're an anti-white person, anti-British person, whatever they want to label you as a communist, whatever. One of them rhetorics. You get into that court. Are they going to use them little technical things? Are they going to bring up them little technical issues? You can argue that it makes sense that they won't, innit? You know what I mean? But whatever country you're in, if whatever you're accused of, you can see where your defense lawyer won't bring up them technical issues as in say something happens and he sees it. He comes to be a witness against me. They're not going to bring up certain things about him to disqualify him as a witness. You get me? They won't. They'll try and avoid it. But if you know people, trust me, it's easy to get most witnesses disqualified. Very simple. You can get most witnesses disqualified if you put your if you use your head. You know what I mean? Because if you listen to someone, you can tell someone's belief. Yeah, and based on their belief, you can guess what they're into. Simple as that, innit? It's not rocket science. You actually need to be clever to figure that out. If you listen to someone, you know what kind of person they are. And if you know what kind of person they are, you can use their race to narrow down what kind of individual the shit they say, to narrow down the individual and the shit they support. And you just need two out of the three to take a good guess what somebody would do or not do, innit? And then you just bring it up in court. I would disqualify them as a witness. You know, drugs, alcohol, anything of the sort. Just use it and disqualify them as a fucking witness. So obviously, these people who are being used, they can't be used in the court. One, he lives in I don't know where he says he lives, somewhere Dorset or Durham, one of them deep places. So he can't technically be a witness, but he can still be an informant or registered and such. You know what I mean? Because technically he can be a registered informant but lives in another city. But because of media, they can use him through the media to do certain things. So, i.e., like I say, if you're somebody, I say toe sucker. Yeah. So say you have a girlfriend or a partner, whatever, and you pour oil and ketchup all, like what's that film called? Don't Be a Menace, that the parody version, and you were throwing ketchup all over her toes. So say you were doing that behind closed doors. Obviously, if the police is looking for you, they're gonna talk to your partner, aren't they? What that partner says to them depends on what the police wants to know or accuses you of. So if they say, "Oh, you're a raper, you've raped some girl," she's more likely going to tell them sexual things about you. Very evident. She's more likely to tell them things like that. Because she's gonna say, "Oh my God, I didn't know. I seen no signs, blah blah blah, whatever." So then she'll more likely tell them sexual stuff about you, like your sexual habits and behavior and stuff like that. And because it's simple, like I'm telling you, these guys think they're so clever, innit? But these things are actually simple things. The police can just go to anybody about you and just say something that they know will be. offensive to that individual. So a woman, simple. Yeah, oh, she go to your partner and say, oh, they're looking into him because they think he raped somebody and they need to know certain things like what is it like sexually. She's gonna start worried now because she don't know if it's true or not. She's gonna start worrying. She's gonna start telling everything about. She's gonna start telling all sort of shit about you. So I you suck toes and you put ketchup on toast. What they'll do, they're gonna get that information from her. She might not necessarily know how to plan on using that information. She's just gonna assume that's an investigation to find out if you are or not. She probably expects. She probably expects for proper judicial channels and legalities and all that one way or the other. She probably expects it to work out like that. That it should be done in a proper way, you get me, a lawful way. Well, they can go out and tell Tom that lives in Durham that's a fucking informant and say, all right, well, he's got a YouTube channel that plays FIFA. Oh, this guy watches. They recommend him to him. Just start watching it. Then he'll just start mentioning, oh, that they make like a sarcastic joke of he puts ketchup on your partner's toe. That's gonna trigger you up and make you paranoid, isn't it? And if it don't work once, they'll repeat it again. Sure. I mean, what they're doing, they think what they're doing cannot be proven. It's the simplest thing to prove. It's a minor tactic that would it's the simplest tactic out there to prove. They thought it was a foolproof plan. You get me? They were led to believe that. I don't know who led them to believe that. I don't know who they've done this to, whether or it's a delusional to think that. They're obviously delusional men and women to think that because the police have got cousins, brothers, uncles, aunties. All they have to do is tell somebody that they're close to, tell that person to tell somebody else, and that person reaches out to somebody somewhere, and then that person that they reached out to. Now it's not connected to because they can't use the immediate family and they can't use like third anybody that's related to them. Yeah, because once it's found out, one by accident or not, that this person that you bumped into just suspiciously is the cousin of a police officer and then or the investigating officer. I think that case is fucked, innit? Like, no matter how it plays out, as long as you didn't go to their house, yeah, as in, like, as long as you didn't turn up at their house, that case is basically doomed, innit? You know what I mean? As long as you didn't turn up to their house, that case is basically screwed. Innit? So if you look at it from that point of view, what they'll do is go to a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend to do it. Innit? When you go from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend and all that to do it, then you look at it from one single point of view. They can give these people that information. Then people are never going to come and tell them. It's like an informant. When in history of informants have you ever heard an informant come out and tell you about the shit that the police asked them to do? You rarely ever see that. So you can see where informants can be used like that. Because I say go and check it for yourself. They're very, very rare that an informant comes out and says, oh, what the police asked them to do. And they're obviously used to entrap people in numerous ways. Because I watched this thing where this guy, he said that he came out saying, oh, what did he say? He came out saying that, oh, the police would ask him to plant drugs in the person's house. You know what I mean? And think about it like that. This guy's an informant. You don't know he's pretending to be a gangster. He's actually an informant. You and him are doing whatever. You probably do what you do. He comes and plants drugs in your house. 2 days later, police kicks off your door. They've got a warrant. They find it. And you're like, that's not mine. You're going to accuse the police of doing it. I say, oh, you man planted that. They did planted it, but they did it indirectly. They just did it by proxy. They got somebody else to plant it for them. So what that does? because they're gonna have body cameras and all this shit. They're gonna be saying it's gonna show on the body camera that they didn't plant it, but they know who did. Yeah, that's how they think they're clever. Isn't it? I don't like them. Like, really, no matter what I say legally, if I ever need them, they still have to turn up regardless. You know? The most they can do is turn up 10 years later, but they still have to. But that's the sort of people that are on the fitness level than everyone else. I mean, but trust me, he ain't smarter than me. I think not many people are more clever than me. But they can use informants in that way. They can use informants from different cities to send them. They come down here. Obviously, the police is watching you, and police is surveilling you. So the police knows pretty much where you are anytime they need. They get that person to come and bump into you. You're already frustrated, pissed off, and then guess what? A person comes and bumps into you. They just happen to be there. You get me? They just happen to be there. Obviously, the surveillance team just happens to be there. Guess what? That person is actually an informant for the police. You don't know. They don't disclose it. They don't disclose it to your defense lawyer because they don't have to tell him. They don't disclose it to him. That person is just a witness or the person that being assaulted. But the whole time that person was a police informant, the whole fucking time. And you don't know, the jury don't know. Might get argued that the judge don't even know. They just think it's a witness that was assaulted. But the whole time that person was a fucking informant. So they think they're technical and they think they're clever, but it's really not. So that simple to entrap anybody. Mhm. So going out there and just punching somebody does something wrong to you, you just get upset and punch them in the face. It's easy to set you up, innit? It's very easy to. You can set up anybody because they'll know what type of person you are. If you're a person that will just get mad and just fist somebody in the face, they'll just send an informant and not declare that informant was an informant. And just make it look like somebody you assaulted. They tell that person what to say anyway, and that person keeps that secret. That will never come out you. If you're a foreigner and you're screwed, you'll be deported as soon as they get me. I mean, you'll be deported as fucking soon as they get me. And that person was an informant the whole fucking time. And any police can do it. Anybody can really do it, not just the police. Basically, anybody can do that. There's a conspiracy against it, and they send somebody to come and wind you up and start arguments because they know what kind of personality you have. They send somebody wind you up, start arguments. You feel like, oh, that person disrespected you. Yeah, you knock him around, then that person comes and plays a witness. That person is a witness. But the whole time, that was their plan against you, to have you locked up. I mean, I'll tell you, these guys, weirdos, like, clever. And obviously, like I say, my defense in any courtroom is, well, who could have trained me to know that you people do that? But does it matter if I was trained to know that people do that? It's not. That's not nothing specific to only these men here. Any police can do that. Anybody can do that. Yeah, I know we don't plan on having this in court for a lot more money, because we'll go on public record. I'm not snitching against anybody in the street. I'm doing it against the police because the police fucked with me. They was out there saying something about me, and they don't want me to know what they're saying, which would mean that they lied, or they got it wrong and don't want to admit they got it wrong. That's not what law enforcement does. Law enforcement should admit they're wrong because they have the public trust in it. So they'll say, oh, undermining the public, undermining the police, and breaching the public's trust into the police. I'm not doing that. They fuck themselves. I mean, that's all the tactic they'll deploy, and I'm trying to say, oh, you're undermining the police, or you're working for some hostile state. Like, well, prove it. I can prove that you can use informants that way. It's a provable theory. I don't think your theory is very provable. That's a provable theory, though, I can tell you that. Even if I was trained, what was I trained to do? I guess it would be uncovering corruption. There's nothing illegal about that. You know what I mean? There's nothing illegal about any training I would have received, even if it came from a hostile nation. It still wouldn't be illegal because I'm not in any position, nor have I ever looked any job where I can get information about a country. What I talk about is things that universal, that police in general can do. That's the shit I talk about. I talk about police. Anything I talk about, police anywhere can do it. I don't talk about anybody specific. Like I say, who just goes around knowing these things. I guess I had to look into it because they were trying to stitch me up in it. It's really not. So I make sure everything I say is universal. Give them no chance. The problem with it is they did it and they are actively doing it. And unfortunately for them, it's just universal. Because I don't think they're as clever as they think they are. I wouldn't even say I don't think. I know that they're not as clever as they think. We know that for a fact. They thought they were clever. And they got found out. Like he would say, you have been weighed, you have been measured, you have been found unworthy. Simple as that. So that's why they're doing all this thing in FIFA. Because they're stitching me up to have these girls telling lies. They wouldn't know if these girls are lying. They didn't care. They wanted to had something against me. So they were glad for that person to also have something against me. That's what they say. The enemy of my enemy is a friend. So they knew that she was lying. They knew that she was lying, but they still used it as evidence or reasonable suspicion. But no, it's that they can't take it to court. So they knew she was lying. The fact that they aren't taking it to court, they knew the person was lying. And they just wanted to use that to, I guess, get a warrant because suspicion would the Home Secretary or whatever it's called, the Home Office, they would grant them the warrant, innit? It's not like the Home Office goes around checking every single detail of when they request a warrant. They don't. The Home Office doesn't do that. You probably get hundreds, if not thousands, of warrants. So you can see they're just when you have that influx of anything, you can see you just skim over it, and you probably grant most of them, if not all. You probably just grant most of them, if not all. But by law, they should go through individual cases to see and grant the warrant. Mm. So you guys think they're clever, innit? I'm not even really going out of my way to figure these things out. To be honest, it's quite easy from my point of view. You just have to just know what they've been trying to do, and figure it out. I'm not scared. I'll go back home anytime they're ready. The trouble is, they can't seem to get a case, build a case that's worthy of going in there because they know how to figure out how to unlock the lie anyway. So they don't even bother want to take it to court because it will be proven that they were malicious. And then it will prove that the prosecutor who goes through with the case either is some sort of racist or malicious himself. And obviously, that's why they avoid the case. I mean, they wanted me to initiate it. I'm not doing that. I say it's a widely known fact that when people know that you're under investigation, people avoid it. It's a widely known and accepted culture. And people avoid it because they don't want to have their business put out there. So you can see the police can put you on under surveillance indefinitely. That means everybody is going to avoid it, innit? You're ultimately going to be isolated at that point. You know what I mean? Should they be telling people that you're under surveillance? I don't think they should. But they do it anyway. So it's a breach, what's it called? A breach of the, I can't remember, some sort of breach. Because given that they know that people would avoid it, they shouldn't be telling anyone. Which, when they tell people, is because they want people to avoid it, they want to isolate you. So they ain't winning, they can't win what they've done, innit? Because they can more than prove that it was intentional. Because if I know that's the I guess the norms for when people know you're under investigation by especially intelligence community, people will definitely avoid it. Because anybody that is around you, they'll see as a part of whatever they think you're doing or up to. So people will automatically avoid it for that reason alone, innit? Not to be associated with whatever the allegation or suspicion is. So they can just set up anything. You can literally set up fucking anything. You can send some random girl from Timbuktu and she just has to lie and say, oh, he raped me. They go around saying people are always basically they're looking into people start asking questions because for them to ask questions, they have to answer questions. People start why, oh well, we think he raped somebody, we think he murdered some girl. Then people gonna avoid it, innit? Because people gonna associate. It's like a paedophile, how paedophile people avoid pedophiles and don't want to be associated with them. So it's really that tactic, that psychology that they have used. Like if you're labeled as a paedophile, people avoid it because anybody around you is going to also be labeled as such. Nobody wants to be around a paedophile, do they? Because you get labeled as a paedophile. Simple as that. You literally be labeled as such. It's the same idea behind it. Say he did this, he did that, he did this. People avoid it, innit? Because one, people don't like some of them things, and two, anybody that's around them, people automatically label you as such. It's like, when do you ever see a straight guy hanging around a homosexual man? People are just gonna label him as a homosexual because why would you? You get me? It's that sort of mentality, innit? I'm telling you, these people thought they were clever, innit? And they actually met somebody who's actually clever. They thought they were clever because this is not the first time they would have done this multiple times. And you can only guess how them stuff would play out over a period of time. Innit? You can only guess. So all of them people who this has happened to, you can argue what was the justification in using common law and exposing these people's lives. Because you can only guess what happened to them people eventually. So obviously that's what they tried to do here. So they tried to murder the man by proxy. You get me? It's easily proven that that's what their intention was. Easily, very easy. Given that they know they live here, they're born here, they're raised here. They know exactly how people are gonna react to whatever allegation it is. And that's why they don't want me to know what the allegation is. You know what I mean? Because once you know what the allegation is, all you have to do is ask for what normally happens with anybody that's accused of this. You get me? It's not like they can hide that. You can go and Google it yourself and Google other people's stories that has been accused of similar things. And you'd realize, oh, right, this is what normally happens. So when they accuse you of these things, and it turned out that way, the accusation was a lie, and it's evident and obvious to anybody that the accusation was a lie, why did they tell people about it? So it would be too easy to prove what their intent was. Way too easy. So like with FIFA, the reason why they're doing this with FIFA is because obviously me being a professional FIFA player, I'd be all over the world, innit? You know what I mean? And obviously, how they gonna keep you under surveillance and watch you 24 hours? Are they going to be malicious to you? If, oh, you're flying off to some fucking place playing FIFA and a pro and doing all that. Because they would have to come there, they'd have to get Interpol involved. That's it, they would have to get Interpol involved. And what they're going to do, lie to Interpol about the situation. Because Interpol will want to know the facts and the evidence as well. But they don't just go to Interpol and say, oh, we just want you to keep an eye on him. I mean, they'll say what they'll want to know. Why, innit? What the accusation is, what the evidence is, because Interpol wouldn't want to be drawn into a problem like that, innit? And a legal issue, innit? So they want to know. And then obviously Interpol will be looking into it and fucking self. I realized that, nah, that don't make sense. And then realized what was going on. So the way to stop you from being looked at by them and then figuring out that's all a lie is to fuck up your life. Yeah. Jamaica is not Jamaica shit, man. Jamaican government shit. Because they control the Jamaican government anyway. They give them money all the time, loans. Yeah. So they're pretty much under their thumb, aren't they? Yeah. But I know the Jamaican government knows what they're doing. Yeah. I'm very aware that they know. Well, obviously they've owned that place for time, yeah. For over 100 years they've owned Jamaica. But trust me, it's easily proven. They know they can't take it to court. It's too easy to prove what their intention was. I mean, way too easy. Because if the person don't know you, so if you meet the person, yeah, people family disown them all the time for allegations. Yeah? You meet somebody from here and they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know what the allegation against you is. What's that person going to do? The person is going to avoid it, innit? And if you're trying to contact that person, they're just not taking calls, innit? So how are you gonna feel? Nobody's taking your calls. Everybody's avoiding you. Most people would commit suicide. And if you commit suicide, you're gone. Then who's going to who's going to dig into that case? Nobody's going to dig into that case. Yeah, that's it. You gone. That case is done and it's closed. But you were the one and only suspect. So I guess they put KIA over your face in a big X. Yeah. And this is not sympathy. It's just sympathy. I'm not looking for sympathy from anyone. It's gone too far. I don't need anybody's sympathy. I don't need anyone's sympathy. It's gone too far. Can easily prove their intention based on historical situations. Based on historical situations, because usually people don't find this out. People don't find out that they're being looked at and the allegation until they're being put in handcuffs. I somehow found out before it happened. So that left them in an issue because they found out before they couldn't prove whether or not you did or didn't, whatever the allegation is, or they know the allegation was a lie from the start. They're not gonna want to fuck around and put handcuffs on you at that point, right? And then so you're in no man's land at that point. You're stuck because it hasn't been proven that it wasn't true. They just aren't taking it to court. You know? The reason why they did it to the game is to ensure that Interpol don't get dragged into it. Because, like I say, if you're traveling in other countries, if you're going on holiday doing stuff like that all over the place, you're doing stuff like that, they have to use Interpol. And if Interpol isn't corrupted themselves, Interpol will look over the case themselves and think, nah, we're not getting involved, we're not doing that because it's a lie or whatever, or it doesn't make sense. So you can see to avoid foreign agencies knowing what they're getting up to within their own country and trying to get them involved into it. do everything to stop you from traveling. I say they'll do everything to stop you from traveling. So all this is going on with the game. That's what it's all about, really. They're making it look like, oh, they're banned him. No, it's not banned. They want you to feel like that's what it is. Like they made this random decision just to stop you from playing games or whatever you want to do. Because somebody who deals in finances, they'll fuck up his finances and freeze it all to ensure that he can't travel there just the same. So it shows that it's not about the activity, it's about other people getting involved. Because they just want to knock you off the board and murder you. And that's it, nobody knows what went on. Because this sort of shit obviously happens in different countries too, doesn't it? Obviously, but they don't want it to be that all of them are doing it like on paper, you get me? So obviously they probably all do it in their individual country. But they would want like a international coalition doing it, you get me? Yeah? Because it would be much easier to uncover that at that point. Yeah, what's up, man? And the international police doing it. It'd be much easier to uncover it because there'll be way more eyes and way more scrutiny on it. So if they do it within their own borders, then that's it. Innit? So obviously I know exactly why they're doing it. They think they're clever, innit? I was like, I catch this guy and I take my belt off and I don't even wear belts. Trust me. I'm gonna whip this guy. Man. I don't care if he's a police officer. What they're gonna say, oh, you took your belt off. That's never been done before. Some president, the most they could do is get an assault charge against him. That's it. That's the most they could get out of it. Nobody's ever took their belt off and beat anybody like that. Especially a police officer. That'd be funny, you know. Also, well, you're not going in the kitchen, no. Well, yeah. Yeah. Start, man. Start. Start. Oh, it's a start. Well, that's what they're doing all this to the game. I said what their intention was for some story, he's crying, and like me telling some story about how they destroyed my life. That story ain't playing out here. People would have seen the same story over and over again. Unfortunately for them, I'm just the one who figured out why people keep crying about it. These guys are vindictive. Yeah. Hmm. How though? I mean, you see what I'm telling you? They've done it on purpose. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's because I know how good I am. I'll obviously be a pro and go to them competition. And then pure people would know about it because they have to keep an eye on it one way or the other. Because if you're accused of anything, yeah, whatever it is, they'd have to warn other people about you. So they'd have to warn the other police about it. And especially in Europe, it would be Interpol, wouldn't it? Because, yo, back in, yeah, they'd have to warn other people about it, because in international Interpol just means international police. That's all it means. So they'd have to, whatever the accusation is against you, they'd have to warn them about it. Because if they don't warn them about it, it's gonna bring like ill feeling to say, well, they knew about him, why did they not say so? To stop that problem, to stop that issue, they'd tell them about it. And that means then people would look into the case and look into what has been said on the evidence, because obviously they have laws in it. And if what they're saying about you don't match up over there, because you have to come back here, they'd have to keep an eye on you there. So if you're accused of terrorism, yeah, if you're accused of terrorism, um, yeah, if you're accused of terrorism, what will happen is they have to tell other countries about you in case you pull off some terrorist act there, or you speak to somebody that, yeah, I mean, so it have to be done like that. So they try to ban me and bar me, only to find themselves being the ones that's in trouble, no? Only to find them fucking selves in the one that's in shit now and for everything. And they have to hide, that's the only way it comes down to. Because they keep coming into my house and searching. Because I like my stuff a particular way, innit? And I'm one of them people I've got mild OCD. So I pretty much set things exactly how I want it. When I come back, they're not the way I left them. When I leave the house and come back, they're not how I left them. So obviously they don't have OCD arguably. So they're never going to set it back exactly how I had it. So I notice, you get me. I keep every single time I leave the house, I come back, something's different. And somebody with OCD would always notice it. Mhm. So somebody with OCD would always notice something being moved. I live here by myself. I don't live with anyone. So shut up, stop annoying me. When you live with somebody else, then it's hard to tell, isn't it? But you're that person who will just be in arguments all the time, innit? But I used to like share houses with other people, and it was just arguments all the time. Because I want to say, why are you people moving the stuff, man? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, they're not doing that. I was like, I can fucking see that you're doing it. But obviously, it weren't them. I thought it was them. It was the police the whole time. And the police would have sat there watching these arguments with people. And no doubt they would have gone around and be like, oh, you keep starting arguments with anybody. That's why nobody wants to be around him, knowing that they was the one who set it all up the whole time. So even that they can fuck with you. People would always say, shut up. Even that, innit? If somebody who has OCD, they have a search warrant from your house, you're gonna know. I mean, a search warrant, you will fucking know, because they're usually arresting you at the same time, or they're coming and searching your property in front of you. But when they're intrusively, when they have intrusive warrants and they're doing it like covertly, then you're gonna realize and who you can argue with. You get me? So you can see somebody with OCD who finds themselves under surveillance should be treated completely different than normal people, and they would know, because I can't be the first person with OCD that's ever happened to. So it's easy to prove the intent. Man. I told you, man, in McDonald's, it's very easy to prove the intent. Very easy. It's more easier than anything else that's going on here to prove your man intent. You're not just doing your job. You're going out your way to psychologically assault someone. You man cannot win this, but I've been telling you, man, that you man lost this before you even started. You know what I'm saying? Go and check anybody with, what's it called? I can't remember. Something compulsive disorder. Basically, compulsive mean you just do certain things in it. So it's like there are some people who turn the light off, switch the light on 3, 4 times to make sure it's off. And even when they go to bed, they still fucking gotta go check it again to make sure. So it's like that, innit? You know what I mean? But obviously mine is very mild, where certain things are put a specific way. I'll always sit in the same place over and over and over again. That's the type of person I am, innit? I'll always sit in the same spot, like in the chair. I'll always sit and watch the TV in the same spot, even when nobody else is in it. I sit in the same spot every day. I put a book somewhere, I put the book in a certain position. It really doesn't mean nothing when you do it. It's just how your brain works. You know what I mean? And obviously, I'll come back and find things like different from how I left it. Innit? And every time I leave, so every time I leave, they come in here and search for something. So they want to say, oh, you're delusional. But it's easy to prove somebody with compulsive disorder is different from somebody that is imagining stuff. The reason why I know that it's been moved, it's like a workman knows this too, has been moved. Then when a workman goes to work and leaves his shit somewhere, he knows that it's been moved, you know that it's different from where he left it. So having OCD is really human kryptonite really in the situation, isn't it? Because when they say, how do you know this was going on? I've got OCD. They're probably out there looking for somebody who told me, innit? They're themselves that told me. It's themselves that told me. They're looking for somebody who told me, but it's themselves, really. Simply because I've got OCD. I know it's the minute a detail. Because that's what it really is. Some people are like that, minor details. They're vain. What's the word? Not vain. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like vain, isn't it? So like minor details are vain about minor stuff, like the slightest of things. It depends on your nature, your OCD. You will notice it. So nobody told me. It's just that I've got slight OCD. I've never broadcasted it before. I'm glad I didn't. But they would have known because if they have you under surveillance, they would see you doing certain things which would make sense. That's what's going on. Yeah. Obviously, it's irritating, isn't it? So I'd go into the hospital and they'd like moving stuff like in my room. Sometimes it's just the cleaner doing it, but it would piss me off, innit? And I started to realize they were doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? Because it would irritate you, it would frustrate you, innit? Because go and ask anybody with OCD who have my particular version. They don't like when you touch the stuff and move it. Even partners would do it, and I try and ignore it with them for simple reasons. Because obviously, you live in a house with someone, then obviously they're gonna move shit at some point. But I'd always know when my stuff was searched, like because there's things that just don't make sense for it to move. Or it shouldn't have bothered them anyway. But they gave it away themselves. I'm just one of them lucky people where I guess, my flaws turned out to work out perfectly. Yeah. That's that. Yeah. My flaws worked out perfectly. Attention to detail. That's it. So my OCD is basically that's attention to detail, where I notice things where most people wouldn't. It's really, they would argue that's really a flaw. But in this situation, it's the perfect weapon, I suppose. This situation can argue that it's a perfect weapon. So ever since I got this guy, he's pretty much giving away a penalty, like one in every two games giving a penalty. Literally, ever since I got him, he's the worst defender I've got. He just constantly gives away penalties all the time. And he's just so terrible at defending. Like, we're good at this. My decision was right there, and balls went to him for no reason at all. No reason at all. Oh. I'm giving away PS4 and not doing anything, it's just following everyone. Well, if I catch you, I won't like it. I can promise you that. I won't kill you on the first go, I can tell you that. I won't do it on the first, I'll do it on the second. I'll do it that way just so it goes through the court and the court does what it does and take you people's side. And then I'll serve my 2 3 years and come back out. Then I'll hunt you man down there. Simple. I'll say exactly what I'm planning to do. It's not like you can do much about it. I'll hunt you man down out in the second round. I don't care what any white person feels. You can talk about I'm embarrassing myself. You're just taking your side, that's it. Why do I care about racism and bias? Yeah, what you man say don't mean anything more to me than what I say means to you, but I can tell you that. Don't mean shit to me. Play the tackle intro. I guess it's another fair weekend again. So, yeah, you can't get away with it. Just hope you know that and hope you made peace with that. You and everybody involved. I hope you've all made peace. And you don't get away with that. But, you just can't. I won't lie. I'll do it in front of the whole fucking world. The whole wide world. I'll make such a statement against you people that you will never make this mistake in your lives again. You won't live to make the mistake, but whoever you work for will never make that mistake again. Promise you that. Whoever you people work for, the company, organization, never dare do that again. Promise you that. If I don't put fear in every man on this planet's heart, I'm not coming. I make sure that every single person that knows what went on here is afraid to ever do something like this again because they don't want that to happen again. Call me a hero, call me whatever you want. I really don't care. I'm ensure that for eternity that mankind will never make that mistake again. Promise you that. Another failed weekend. What's that for? What's that? Where I'm at now? 2 and 7. Yeah, 2 and 7 or 2 and 6. And somebody at 2 and 6. Somebody at 2 and 6 is beating me 9 and 1. So what that translates to as in ability, I don't know. But it should be a curious one to figure out what ability and what league this guy, what division this guy is in, and squad battles, what he plays in squad battles. You can argue that 2 and 6 is probably what's that? Professional, yeah. 2 and 6 is probably professional. Yeah. 5 and 5 is probably world class. So you can see 2 and 6 is probably professional. Somebody at this level, a professional level, is beating 9 and 1. You ain't getting away with that. The best advice they can give to a lot of you people is to not let them see. Someone like you man losing to me, that's the best advice that I can be given in a country like this. And that's the best advice I can give you. Not like you man losing to me. I make sure mankind never does this again under any circumstances. Promising I don't know, we won't even try to do a better job next time. We just would never do it again. Simple. Yeah, 2-6. So somebody at 2-6 beat me 9-1. That's madness, bro. So you can see, like I said, the intent behind these people is obviously proven. Because you'd feel like such a failure to proclaim that you're the best player in the world. And somebody at 2-6 beats you at 9-1. They're obviously trying to make you feel worthless and make you feel like you're nothing. And I'll turn you into nothing in the day I identify with. I'll turn you into nothing. I'll turn you into nothing. I do it so publicly, you people have never seen something like that in your lives. Half of you, 90% of your country has never seen anything really terrible. I make sure everybody across this land knows that something, what I'm doing is terrible. I traumatize this nation if it's lost in the loop. Promise, huh? British will not be aware of doing that. I simply traumatize, go out of my way to do it on purpose. Literally go out of my way. I'm not scared of the 60 million and all your allies included. So instead of going to the bar, this is what they did. So you're just getting closer and closer to the penalty spot. Pretty much on the penalty spot now. And that's all the space that kid got. Yeah, so my keeper ran from there before any of my defenders ran to the ball to try and tackle this guy. My keeper got there before him somehow. Well, before any of the defenders could get close enough to him, the keeper got there before him. And then my man's out there. I'll make your country regret that, but like the worst thing you know in this British history. Promising, I'm telling you right, brother. I have no plans to deny it in front of anybody. It's just been the worst thing in British history. But I just want to find out who you work for. That's it. Anybody I catch from the organization, game over. Anybody. Yeah. So you proudly wave your flag, showing that yes, it is British people who did it. Thank you for the update. Thank you very much for that. I'm gonna make sure there's so much noise maker around the situation. I never let this down, but for another million years in existence. I'm sure that you people never forget my face on names. You plaster my face all over the world. Never want to see another person like me in existence. Promise you. I'll make sure you people look for every single man and woman that is born with traits like mine and kill us from birth. Okay, such a dystopian nightmare for people. It's unbelievable. Never failed weekend. So you can see it's got 3 there, which means within the 20 days or 30 days it's lasted. I failed in another weekend. Last weekend, I failed the weekend before, got 8 last weekend, failed this weekend again. So the people who are abusing me want me to feel like a failure on top of their abuse. I shared it to pieces, but in front of the whole world, I want you to pretend to hide. I won't even attempt to try and run or flee from it. I'll do it and let everybody know that it's me. When the British police come and put the CCTV of their arrest, you know what I mean? There'll be a mauling out there. Promise you that whoever you are, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you think you were doing or why you did it. You are the real hero here. You're the one that sacrificed your life for whatever it is you're doing. You're the real hero, bro. The real MVP, you know? So you are, you're the real hero here. Bro. You won't live to see whatever you were doing. You won't live to see the and get any gratitude from it. Bro. Promise you. You'll notice I don't even have one of them red cards. So them red cards, you have to win a certain amount of games in foot champs or whatever, and you can unlock them red cards. I've not got one. Bro. Man, I got 2, and I've not even got one. Literally, man, I've got 2 of them, and I've not even got one. Bro. So this kid with a red card, I'm at what 3-1 or 2-1, whatever it was. I can't qualify anymore. This is my 2. I'm at 2. Can't even fucking qualify. So I'm at 2. Can't even qualify. Facing up against somebody that has 2 red cards in their team, dude. That's crazy. Why am I facing this guy? Because what rank is he? Because if I'm at 2-1, and if I'm at 2-1 and can't even qualify to get them red cards, you have to win. You have to win the whatever the allotted games is. I look at it in a minute to see how many games you have to win. So he obviously qualifies for it. So why am I playing somebody that's qualified? Never mind win enough games to get them red cards. Why am I playing it? I mean, I find it very odd. Why am I playing somebody who got them 2 red cards? Trust me, I'm shreddy in front of the world. I don't care what kind of sniper you man put on that roof. That's just how it goes. You're gonna have to fire them from rounds with. Promise you that. You will have to deploy them that authorization. You will have to use deadly force. But I am going to use as much force as I can. I'm going to use you. We will have to use deadly force, white boy. Suck your mother, innit? Simple as a hair, you will have to. Because if I am 2-1, obviously I'm at 2-8, yeah, 2-8, something like that. Or 2-8, yeah. I've only won 2 games, yeah, 2-8. This kid's got 2 red cards, which means twice he's got the allotted amount for them red cards. Yeah, which means he shouldn't be. He qualifies. This should simply mean he fucking qualifies for a foot job. Why am I playing him at 2-8? You get me? I shouldn't be playing him at 2-8. So somebody's done something to my matchmaking. So not only they're doing stuff to my game, they're doing stuff to the matchmaking. So somebody's out here trying to prove that he's not the best by putting me up against these guys, knowing what they've done to the game, while fucking with my internet. So they're fucking with my internet, they're messing with my matchmaking, they're fucking up my gameplay. They're doing too much. Look, ball just went through his legs there. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Oh, I'll kick it in the net for him. I'll kick it in the net for him. What the ball doesn't want to. He doesn't want to give me what the ball. So I pause. Oh, I kick it in the net for him. So this guy's got 2 of them red cards in his team, yeah? 2 of them. Which I think you have to win 40 games to get the red card in 40 games. So twice he's done the 40 games, which means he qualifies pretty much every weekend. Why am I playing this person? So again, this stupid icon that they gave me is pretty much useless. It's a useless icon. Yeah, so through his foot, 2 red cards. Yeah, and this is what is going on. Yeah, I'm killing brother, everyone. Everybody knows that you man can't win this game without me murdering one of you. It has to go, it has to happen. Well, you're the person that is designated for it, simple. And I'll use every tactic and every brain power I have in that courtroom against you people. Because you have to come and say you barred him, and you have to explain why. And how did the bar work, how was it enforced and implemented, and was he aware of it? Simple. You have to say all that has to be said, every single part of it. Was he aware of it? Yeah, who has the power to bar someone? All of that will have to be said in that courtroom, whether you even like it or not. Win, lose, or draw, you still have to say. For it even to look remotely like a fair case, all that would have to be said. I don't know how you plan on getting around that part. So I think the best advice they give you, that you people just can't let him see because it won't work out very well for anybody. You me, I don't know. Simple. So I know what the advice you will give. You can't let him see it. I guess you either have to be telling everybody lies or corrupting the whole community around the situation. To agree with you people, there's no other logical way you can do what you're doing. So you're clearly telling the community stuff about it. Clear as day. Because the community would be thinking, well, why nobody why isn't nothing being done about it? So yeah, you have to be telling the government something. You don't have a choice in the matter. So whoever barred me, why don't I know who you are and what company you work for? Why don't I get a legal chance to challenge the bar? All of that will come play out in that courtroom. So I'm very aware that the advice is common sense at this point. And they say, well, it's gone too far. You people can't let him know who you are because it's obviously going to look like a major scandal against the country. And if you're worried about it being a scandal, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. So, which obviously common sense says, if you're not worried about the scandal, that means you didn't intend on finding out, which means shows intent, which means you intentionally fucked around with me and didn't want me to know because it would be a scandal. Because it doesn't matter if everybody knows that it's going on. The one person that should have known doesn't, which means you're violating my human rights and the whole. Could be your UN or RUN or SUN or BUN. It could be any one of them ones. I could have run Sun or Buns. That really don't make a difference. You man ain't winning this. And trust me, I know that I've got a 50% chance of murdering you and get away with it. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna take that risk. There's no amount of money in the world that you man can pay here. No amount of money. I want all your houses, everybody involved. I want your houses, I want every clothes, I want every piece of shirt on your back. And I want you to be put out on the road to sleep in the streets. Everyone on involved. It's up to me what I settle for. So, and that's the only offer I'm taking. All your houses, every last penny you have in the bank, across the board for everybody involved. That's the settle. That's the agreement I'm seeking. Let's see how it plays out. And if I don't get that agreement, I don't get all your houses, all the clothes you own, all the money you have in your bank. If I don't get that agreement, I'm not settling. I'll take it to court. Simple. I cannot be classified as unreasonable because what you people did was beyond reasonable or beyond unreasonable. So when you look at it from that point of view, you must stand no chance. Simple. If you are worried about the scandal that it will bring in your country, why did you do it? Simple. You weren't worried about doing it. You were only worried about it because you got caught, innit? So the scandal that you people are trying to avoid, which means you know you were doing something wrong from the start. Because it wouldn't have been a scandal. If it was something that was allowed to be done, it wouldn't have been a scandal. So the fact that you're worrying about the scandal means you did it on purpose. And you purposely tried to hide the whole thing. Simple. Which means if you try to hide it, it's intentional. And if you try to hide something like that, where would they have leave me? Would have left me in the fucking grave or in some hospital being drugged up and nobody would have ever heard about me. But trust me, you're dying one way or the other. You're the hero here. What a sacrifice. Be proud, man. You get me, innit? You got there. You go down as a British martyr. Yeah. You don't get no more. What do you call it? Medal of Brave. I hope you get that, innit? Won't be any use to you, but won't be any fucking use to you, but hope you get it. If you're worried about the scandal, what is because if the government's worried about the scandal, the police, if everybody's worried about the scandal, like what this will cause, it means everybody knew what was going on. And if you try to avoid a scandal and you think it's leading to a scandal, you obviously know what you were doing was fucked up. Which means it shows clear intention. Clear intention. You don't need a lawyer to put that together. I take it man personal, but trust me. This is my life, you've done that to. There's no life after this anyway, you know what I mean? who's going to want to be around somebody like me, no? Nobody's ever going to want to be around me. I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, I've got a bit more important and pressing issues, like finding where you live. Nobody's ever going to want to be around me because people are always going to think I'm out for revenge no matter what. So life is pretty much over in the technical and the walking dead. But one of us goes, but at the end of this, if everybody agree with it, I don't think you people have to worry about a scandal. I really don't think you have to worry about it. So sure, that's enough to tell me everybody don't agree. You don't really know what's going on there. That's common sense. It's common sense at that point that people don't know, have a clue what the fuck he's doing. And I'm bury in front of everybody. I'm literally gonna do. I know the British like to put things on TV and put arrests and stuff or what they call it when they call it the person. I don't really like to do that. So I said such a fucking presidency is unbelievable. I want everything from you people. I want your houses. I want everything. Every money you get, your pension. That's the settlement offer, and that's the only offer, nothing else. That's how we settle this thing. Your house, everything you have in the bank, your pension, everything. You know what I mean? Everything. Go rebuild your life after that. Because I was expected to rebuild mine. You know? I should have realized that, oh, it's just a mistake and a misunderstanding. And then rebuild my life after all of it. So you're gonna have to rebuild yours and see how that plays out. Let's see how it works out for you people. Let's see how that goes. That's how I feel. Boy, man. I'll do exactly everything you want for me. I want for you. I want you to have nothing. I want you to go rebuild your life. You man, I need fought. Go rebuild your life. I fought. I'm very sure if your family and your wife will leave, you're not want to be a part of it. I'm very sure they'll leave you. I'm very sure you'll find it very difficult to rebuild your life losing everybody. It's only fair, really. Okay. Yeah, I am a fair person, but trust me. Very fair. It's only fair to put you in the same position that you want to be in. Your motives and mine are clearly different motives. I just want to do to you what you did to me. It's just a knife and a. You want me to have no one, you want me to have no money, no friends, no house, no assets, no nothing. I want the same of you. That's the settlement. That's the only settling going on there. And you, all of you people, every man, woman, and fucking father, mother, sister, and brother, uncle, auntie, and wife, you all fucking give up your possessions. I mean, you all give up your fucking possessions. Mm-hmm. You all give up your possessions. No, nothing. And yeah, families, wives are obviously going to leave you. Yeah, obviously. Then drink yourselves to death. Yeah. That's the penalty. Yeah. Otherwise, I guess it's high. Yeah. Suppose that's better than the situation the alternative. So in the rest of your life, hiding, I guess that's not life either. I guess you gotta walk in that too. I strongly believe in equality. Very much a big believer. Very much a big believer. That's the penalty. You really walk it. I'll give up everything you worked hard for. You sacrifice people's life for what you're doing. I'm sure the six will drop you just the same. You left with nothing. Not even a friend. Nobody will want to associate with you just the same. Man. Simple. That's it. Nobody will want to associate with you just the same. That's one you one of the heroes, but he came to save the day, didn't he? It's night now, man. You can just see all these sixes, rang six, division six. It's just pure six everywhere. So can't be a coincidence. Very strange that there's always these sixes on screen. I mean, there's always these fucking sixes every time I turn this stupid shit. I tell you, I'm better with them numbers. I'm literally carve it in your forehead. Literally going to carve it in your forehead. I'm carving that big six in your forehead. Or whatever it means. When your family and friends look at your casket, it's gonna be there, and they don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know what it means. Nor do I care what it means. But it must mean something because every time I turn this game on, it's always on the screen. I'll carve it into your forehead. That looks like a closed casket situation to me. Your family won't even get to say a proper goodbye. And that's the person I am. Since you all wanted to know what I am, society has abandoned me, so I no longer need to hide. Not like I've got anyone to look out for or anybody that looks out for me. It is what it is. I ain't crying about the situation. It just is what it is. So all this fear I'm saying. One thing for sure is I was never meant to know. I don't think you man are the smartest because you didn't think about what if he doesn't. But don't worry, I'll tell you what happens when I do know. I'm a carve that six in your forehead. But anybody that comes and finds you see that big old six in your face. But trust me, your wife, your children, everyone will see it on you. That's the memory of you in the end. Massive six. I don't really know what it means. I don't care what it means. I don't care what it represents. I'm telling you, I will put that six in your face. Just like how them vengeance killers and vengeance serial killers, they put little signs on people when they do something. That's what I do. I'll put the six on you. I don't know what it means. Nor do I care what it means, but it meant something to you. So back in the day, they'd bury people with their treasured items, wouldn't they? They used to bury people in Egypt with all their possessions, saying that they can buy their way into the afterlife and all that. So you see, it does seem like six is your people's favourite thing to bury what you're loving. Make sure that everybody that sends you off and says the goodbyes to you looks at that six. But look, there it is. So if you look, 6-0. If you look again, transfer six. If you fucking look here, where is it? What the hell is that? What the moment? Right over there. Six. All over the fucking thing is it's just there everywhere. I can't escape those six. So you have to carve it in your face. You won't be able to escape it either.